Good morning, fam. What's up? It's Kyle Henderson. Bama football on YouTube. Closing in on 100,000 subscribers. Run the thumbs up in this video. Man, I'm feeling good today. January 10th. Kill this year. Man, we're looking at roster management. I'm going to take your calls. We'll have a good time today. 205-850-1994. That's the call-in line number. I got my breakfast drink of choice. I got a great workout in this morning. East Mid of Tuscaloosa. Man, we crushed it. What's up, CM777? I see you inside the comment box. George Johnson, what's up? Ryan, roll tide, roll. Let's go over some roster management while everybody checks in. Hit the thumbs up. You got to run the thumbs up on these videos. You guys know the call-in line number, 205-850-1994. What's up, Sports Podcast? Good morning, King family. What's up? All right, let's go to the left, then to the center, then to the right side of the screen, okay? All right, so headed to the NFL. Actually, let me put this call-in line as kind of a ticker at the bottom so we can look at our nice little graphic that we had up on the screen. If there's some omissions or you got something else that you need to fix, let me know in the comment box. We'll get it right. What's up, everybody? I see you guys inside the comment box. Roll Tide to you guys. I appreciate it. Big W for the basketball team last night too. Right? Things are rolling for Alabama. Appreciate you guys being here this morning. Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. No, I don't use OBS. I used to use OBS, got away from it. I don't want to say all my secrets, but everybody probably knows what I use. Let's work our way to the left side of the screen. Roster management. This is what we're talking about this morning. And then I'm going to talk about key offensive returners, key defensive returners. So let's work our way with it headed to the NFL. All right. Chris Braswell leaving early to the NFL. Dallas Turner leaving as well. Darian Dalcourt, I assume that he'll try out for the NFL. Jalen Key. You have Jason McClellan, who announced his official decision. That was yesterday. You have J.C. Latham, who is leaving. He's the right tackle for Alabama. You have Jermaine Burton. You have Justin Ebogbe. You have Kool-Aid McKinstry leaving early. You have Terrion leaving early. You have Tresman Marshall, and you have Will Reichard, who is finally out of eligibility, which is sad news for all of us that cover the Alabama Crimson Tide. Wish he had 7 years of eligibility. All right, transferring, hitting the portal. And again, if there's some omissions, just drop it in the comment box. It's all good. Like, I'm human. I might have missed some stuff or whatever, and it's all good. I'm not taking it serious. It's just a graphic. But I am a perfectionist, so if there is something inside the comment box that I need to fix, or if there's something on the graphic that I need to fix, let me know. I'll adjust it. All right, back to the full screen. All right, transferring out of Alabama, you have Anquin Barnes transferring. We do not know his destination or do we? Is he going to Colorado? I think he's going to Colorado, right? I'll update that. All right, Earl Little Jr., he is transferring to Florida State. You have Eli Holsting, who is transferring to Pitt. Isaiah Hastings, we just learned that he is transferring to Missouri. You have Jake Pope, who is transferring. I like Jake Pope's game. I'm not going to lie. I really did. What's up, man? I see you, John Z, inside the comment box as well. Jeff, I appreciate it. Best YouTube channel. Man, thank you so much. Almost to 100,000 subscribers. All right, you got Ja'Cory Brooks, who is headed to Louisville. You have Kendrick Blackshire. Guess what? You know who's asking about Kendrick Blackshire? Texas. Texas is asking about Kendrick Blackshire. And I think when you look to Kendrick Blackshire, they're asking me kind of, some people who cover Texas, they were like, what's the latest on Kendrick Blackshire? Why didn't he play? Look, honestly, a lot of these guys, I think, would have got onto the field at some point. We're going to talk about key returners on both sides of the ball today before I take your calls. Kendrick Law, I think, stings a little bit because I think he's a player that could play. DeAndre, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here from England. Appreciate it. Across the pond. Yeah, all good. I thought he was going to be good. But the thing is, he didn't even play 100 snaps this last year. And he's already going to be a senior. But I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up back in his home state of Texas playing for the Longhorns. Christian Story, he's transferring, an elite high school athlete here at the state of Alabama. Really never saw the field. I think he had less than 100 snaps as well. Malik Benson transferring to Florida State. You know, what's interesting about Malik Benson, he played in a ton of snaps, just didn't get a lot of opportunities. And then when he did have opportunities, I felt that he kind of had a case of the drops, to be honest. All right, back to the full screen. You got Miles Ketzelman, who's a tight end, hitting the transfer portal. And you'll see why he hit the tight end. You're like, who is that? Well, he's a tight end, but a lot of tight ends played a lot of snaps. I have a graphic that draws it up in just a second. Monkel Goodwin going to South Carolina. You have Roydell Williams. He's transferring. I said this yesterday. Look, it's going to hurt when you find out where Roydell Williams is going. I think a lot of us, really like his attitude. He's from Hueytown, not too far out from Tuscaloosa, hometown guy, really good game, especially inside the red zone. It's going to hurt when you find out where he's going 100%. Seth McLaughlin, he's headed to Ohio State. Shaz Preston, don't know where he's going. Terrence Ferguson is transferring as well. He was a backup center to Seth. And then Tyler Buckner is transferring to Notre Dame to play lacrosse. Can you guys get a confirmation on that? Is Anquin Barnes? I think that's it. Anquin Barnes transferring to Colorado. I think that's where he's going. I'll update the graphic as well. We continue. Coaches on the move. Kevin Still, man, this is a big board to keep track of, right? Kevin Still, he's a defensive coordinator at Alabama, or he was. He was a defensive coordinator. He is headed to retirement. You have Coleman Hutzler, who worked with the outside linebackers. He is headed to Mississippi State to be the defensive coordinator. Holman Wiggins is the wide receiver coach, going to be the wide receiver coach at Texas A&M. Transfers into Alabama. You have Damani Jackson, a corner. You have LT Overton, who is going to be a junior. He is plays on the defensive side of the ball, defensive lineman, which is interesting because you do have a good nucleus of defensive linemen coming back for the Alabama. Okay, we got confirmation. Anquin Barnes is going to Colorado, so I will update that graphic. And then you have Nyquil Bentrade, who is an offensive tackle that's going to be in the mix, competing for that position for the tackle spot. So that's kind of the roster management for you guys going into January 10th. Now, of course, things can change. What's up, Keena? I see you inside the comment box. I appreciate it. Give me a roll tide. I feel good today. I'm every day I really feel good, to be honest. I mean, it's hard. I'm a super A-type person, so I like to really wake up early in the morning, get my workout in. I feel good, and I feel that if you can win the morning, you can win the day. All right, so the last thing that I want to talk about before I start talking about key returners coming back is the fact that the transfer portal. Okay, so let's talk about the transfer portal. And for people thinking like, what is going on at Alabama? Why are these people leaving? Look, I don't know every single individual case, and I'm talking about the center level, the transferring, right? It's no different than last year. There was a bunch of guys that were hitting the transfer portal last year. The thing about it is this. Look, I think that I'm going to go on a little rant here. There is no shortcut to greatness. Zero. There is no shortcut to getting on the field. Not at Alabama, not in the NFL, most SEC programs. No, there's no shortcut to greatness. If you're out there and you've ever achieved something on your own, you feel good about it. But did you automatically get it? No. That's called entitlement, right? And I think there's a lot of entitlement going on, not only in college football, but in the world. What happened to working? What happened to just staying the process? Showing up every single day until you get an opportunity to step on the field or to step on and prove yourself. It takes time, and not everybody is going to get an automatic chance to shine. But you're going to get a chance eventually when your name is called, whether that's in work, whether that's on the field, whatever it is. But I think the entitlement is coming, and it has set into college football, and it's sad because it is hurting the overall process. That's why I have respect for guys who didn't start this year, who didn't cry about it, who are still coming back and working hard to try to get onto the field. Imagine how hard it is for Ty Simpson to come back this season. His father's a football coach at UT Martin. He could have hit the portal. He could have gone and played at a lot of different places. We didn't hear anything from him, nothing. When they showed him on the sideline, he was happy for Jalen Milroe. Look, it takes time. I don't know if he's going to get an opportunity, but the times that he did get an opportunity, he did a good job. And same goes for a lot of these guys. Spoke to Justice Haynes, right? During media day. He didn't complain that he was sitting behind Jason Roydell. Is he more talented than them this past season? Maybe by the end of the year he was, because now he's playing more like a sophomore, but he didn't complain. He got some opportunities in the Rose Bowl. We all wanted to see more of him. And I think that's why Roydell is hitting the portal, because he's coming through. I was talking about this yesterday. I think Justice Haynes has an elite playing ability. I'm not trying to overhype the kid. I could just feel it. I think if Alabama is able to build up their offensive line enough, I mean, who knows? He could be the next 1,000, 1,500 yard rusher. I was looking kind of back in the stats. Brian Robinson is the last running back to rush for over 1,000 yards. He had 13 a couple years ago. Entitlement has settled in. If you're a player out there, stay hungry, stay the course, stay the grind. It takes time. Not everybody is going to get on the field immediately. And I think what this NIL has done, has it created more parity, which is exciting to watch? 100%. But you have to wait your time, right? For me personally, I'm about to hit 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Was it day by day? Have I stopped? No. Is the job over? No, job's not finished. You start looking about more ways to add on to the product, right? That is the goal. It's not done. It's never done. It's never done. Stay hard. Stay the grind. All right, let's look at the key returners on the offensive side of the ball, okay? I was digging through this, and this doesn't include guys who are transferring in. This doesn't include guys who, are probably going to be starters, but I kind of just went through it, and I looked at overall snap counts, okay? So the parentheses is the snap counts. Jalen Milroe, 777 snaps. So you look to all this, and the offense has a lot of experience coming back. Jan Miller, 118. Justice Haynes, 48. Only 48 snaps for Justice Haynes. You didn't hear him complaining, right? So a little young in the running back group, but you know that those guys are absolute ballers, can carry the workload going into this next season. Isaiah Bond, 615 snaps. Kobe Prentice, 192. Kendrick Law, 233, which is crazy because Malik Benson had more than each of these guys. Need to figure out a way to get Kendrick Law the ball many more times. Jalen, that's a lot of playing time for a freshman, 155 snaps. And look at all the tight end snaps right here. A lot of 12 personnel this past year for Alabama. CJ Dupree, 524. Amari Nyback, 358. Robbie Oots, 370. Right? That's probably why Miles Ketzelman hit the transfer portal. I'm kind of wondering about Danny Lewis, too. Where's Danny Lewis? Caden Proctor spelled his name wrong. That is how I spelled my son's name. But Caden Proctor, how he spells his name is actually with a Y, so I'll update that. He played in 811 snaps. That's amazing as a freshman. Tyler Booker, 802 snaps. Jaden Roberts, my goodness, 570 snaps. So there's kind of a look at your offense, your key guys, their returners, and how many snaps that they played. It's going to be a veteran offense next year. You got to figure out who's going to be your center. You got to figure out who's going to be your right tackle. But other than that, I like that offensive formation. I mean, all the guys coming back, I mean, not formation, but the guys coming back, the nucleus is really, really strong. All right, here's a look at the defensive side. All right, key returners on defense. Less names, clearly, because you look at all the names going out to the NFL draft. A lot of them mostly on the defensive side of the ball. All right, Caleb Downs, 890 snaps as a freshman. Amazing. True freshman, 890. Freshman All-American, had over 100 tackles. That's just incredible. Malachi Moore, 751 snaps. He's coming back. That's huge for Alabama because now, as you can see, with Trey Amos playing I didn't realize that Trey Amos played in 340 snaps. That's a lot, right? So you look at the secondary, and this doesn't include younger guys that are going to step up and compete or transfer in Damani Jackson. These are just the guys that have played last year. And you see that Trey Amos played in 340. Your inside linebackers. This is huge. So you have Deontay Lawson, 6'3", and then Jahad Campbell with 532 snaps. That is huge for the inside linebackers. But as you can see, there's no outside linebackers that really crack this board. But on the far side, it's Q Robinson, but he didn't even play 100 snaps. The defensive line, love it. Tim Keenan, Tim Smith, Jaheim Otis, Jameer Lathan. Right? 231 snaps. That's a lot of snaps for some of these guys on the defensive side of the ball. And then you add LT Overton to the mix. So I think you need to figure out, your offensive, from the offensive perspective, you need to figure out your center and your right tackle. And then on the defensive side, got to figure out who's really going to battle for that corner spot. Is it going to be Damani Jackson, or is it going to be one of these younger guys that steps up? You got to figure out who's going to be a safety. You got to figure out your outside linebackers. Are going to be some of those young guys, or is it going to be Q Rob? But the depth is there, as you can see. And then you, of course, got to replace your defensive coordinator, your outside linebackers coach. And I guess Bama Online is saying that it's potential that Robert Balla, the inside linebackers coach, he could also be leaving. Hold on, I'm looking at this text real quick. Yeah, so there's kind of a look. I feel good about it overall. Let's take some calls. We got a 856. Let's get it going right now. Hey, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from? Hello?
Yes, sorry. What's up, Kyle? Angel from Pigeon Forge.
What's up, Angel? I appreciate you calling in, man. Welcome to the show. Go ahead, man. Take it away.
Yeah, it's going to be sad to see Dallas Turnigo and Jace McClellan. Those guys were ballers.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that next year that we're going to get Charlie Strong possibly be the coach for defensive coordinator, which I'm fine with that, even if it's not Jeremy Pruitt. But it is what it is. But no, we had a great year this year. But it's sad to see that we didn't go win at all because we had a lot of momentum going in.
Yeah.
But, hopefully we get next season, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think...
Congrats to Michigan. That was a great game.
Yeah, I think when you... there's always... It's not... I'm not telling you something like earth-shattering, saying that, like, Alabama's going to be good again, right? Like, they're always going to be good. And it's like, what does the talent level look like coming back? And it's easy to be excited for this team when you see all the names on the offense coming back, right? And it's, specifically some of the names that are leaving. But I like that lineup. Like, that is so much talent. Like, there was no way that Tommy Rees was ever going to leave with all of these guys on the offensive side of the ball. You were saying something about Michigan. Go ahead, Angel.
Yeah, congrats to Michigan. They were better this year than what we thought, even though eventually down the line, this is going to come back and haunt them probably because of Connor Stallions or whatever, and that could take that away, give it to Washington. But that game, though, was just not that great, to be honest. It was all Michigan the whole time. But it is what it is. We had a chance to put them away, but we didn't, which is sad.
Yeah, well, look, Michigan was the better team. I mean, they did a better job on the defensive side of the ball. They beat up not only Alabama, but they beat up Washington as well. Here's an updated look at all the roster management. And we're on the line with Angel from Pigeon Forge. And look, I don't even really care about where Alabama, falls into place in terms of the rankings. They were fifth or whatever behind Georgia. Like, who cares? Like, the only spot that matters is the team that finished number one. That was Michigan. So people are, can say sign stealing or whatever. No. Like, who knows? I think there's a lot of that going on. I'm not too concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is the fact that, Michigan was able to beat Alabama. That shouldn't happen again. Yeah. Alabama had their opportunities to beat them. You got to be able to capitalize in big games. You can't, with that Michigan, the thing that really pisses me off about that game is that Michigan didn't play a perfect game. Right? I mean, you look at all the miscues that Michigan had in that game. I mean, they tried to give it to Alabama, to be honest.
Not only that, the puncher on James Burnip and also that safety that should have been called when he muffed the punt in the end zone. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I thought that. I mean, I was right there. I was literally on the sidelines for that punt that he muffed. There was a second punt that was muffed in that game. And, man, that would have been a crazy ending to that game because they were just like a yard away from either getting a safety or from recovering as a fumble. Man, that was tough. Hey, Angel, let me ask you, man, when you look to this board of key returners, who are you most excited about returning for the 2024 season or excited to watch during the spring season?
To be honest with you, I like Justice Haynes. Isaiah Bond's going to be really great. And Jahal Campbell is going to be an alpha dog on that team. And sucks to lose Jermaine Burton, but hopefully Isaiah Bond could be that guy.
Yeah, I think, the thing that I really like about Isaiah Bond is he gives zero Fs. Like, he seriously just tells you exactly what's on his mind. And he has this kind of like mantra, kind of swagger about him. He's like a true wideout. I think if they're able to get
Yeah.
him enough touches this coming year, I mean, I think it's easy to say he'll be 1,000-yard guy, but who knows? I mean, he could set himself really apart. I mean, he's got elite speed, playmaking ability. Nobody wants to match up with Isaiah Bond. And if you can be creative with him, put him in the slot, put him on the outside, do some different things with him. I mean, who knows? He could take over returning punts for Caleb Downs. I thought Caleb Downs did a pretty good job. He's really
Yeah.
consistent, but I think like you need a person who can like break it. But then again, Caleb Downs did have a punt return for a touchdown. I don't know. Anything
Right.
else that's on your mind, Angel?
Yeah, it sucks to see that Jermaine Burton went down the way he did. It's just really sad, man. Hopefully, we have someone else that can take over the alpha dog to replace him, like Isaiah Bond. But and Damari Jackson's gonna be a great monster too, as well. I mean, those guys have to step up because there's no more Dallas Turner, there's no more Jake McClellan, there's no Braswell or Marshall. You gotta find the new dogs that have to take over and step up to the challenge.
Yep. No, I agree, man. All right, Angel. Well, I appreciate you leading off the show, man. Thanks again, and calling next time.
Thank you, man. Real
All
tough.
right, we'll talk to you, man. Yeah, Will, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. You have to get the quarterback to be able to get the ball to him. Yeah, 100%. But you also have to be able to protect him too. I mean, lack of protection is going to put heat on the quarterback. I mean, if you can protect Jalen Milroe, let's see what he can then do. And then he can see, like, is he an accurate quarterback with sufficient protection? Is he an accurate quarterback with somebody who can snap the ball correctly to him? Is he an accurate quarterback when it's not 4th and 31, when there's a bad snap, right? Or a miss snap, right? I'm not protecting him. It's just like when somebody is crashing in on you, you try to throw a pass. Tough to do. Keon Keeley, yeah, can't wait to see Keon Keeley for sure. Outside linebacker at the University of Alabama. Didn't get to play this past season. I don't even know how many snaps he had, probably under 5 or whatever. But man, I saw him at the Rose Bowl. Guy's an absolute monster. Unit, 6'5", 240 pounds. Man, it's amazing because I never would have thought that Dallas Turner weighed 260 pounds. Like if you saw him, if you've seen him out there, he don't look like 260. All right. Looks like we have a call from overseas. Let's go ahead and take it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
What's going on, Kyle? It's DeAndre, man. How you doing?
What's up, DeAndre? Are you overseas, man?
I am, man. I'm actually in the military. I'm from Mobile, Alabama, but I'm stationed in England right now.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to give you a civilian salute. We appreciate you protecting this great country. And this is another thing, man. Like, freedom is not free. So don't get it twisted out there when you get up and you get to do whatever you want to do on your Tuesday, your Wednesday, your Thursday. Like, freedom isn't free. So we appreciate you. Thank you for taking your call. Thank you for taking your time to call in. We appreciate you, man. DeAndre, man, take it away.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Like, no doubt. Like, pleasure's all mine. You know, just do it for my job, you know, for my family. But I just wanted to kind of touch on some topics that we talked about over the last few, days of the show. I wanted to touch on the transfers, with Kendrick Blackshire. Like, people have kind of stated that, it's like a bit hit for us. But to be honest, in my opinion, I love the guy, but it was his time, man, because he's like an upcoming senior.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he was, third on the depth chart. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it was his time to go. If he wanted to get immediate playing time, I think he was a 4-star recruit coming out of Texas. Big time, like highly touted.
Yep.
So. Yeah, I just think it was his time. You know what I mean? But as far as like the other things like inbounds, like the money Jackson or whatever, I kind of have like a different perspective because I've been watching some game tape. Like even in high school, he was very, very like just physically gifted, athletic, like a sprinter at that. But watching some of his games at USC, I think he lacks some type of fundamentals. You know what I mean? But I think he will be good, like, being in the system here at Alabama. I think, like, being under Coach Saban, Coach Saban is, like, a DB guy at heart. So I think, Coach Saban's going to really, like, fine tune his skills a bit. And I think if he has a good spring, I think he will definitely be a true contender to be a starter. But at a minimum, definitely special teams guy for sure. He's just way too physically gifted and athletic. So that's that. Other than that, like the other transfers that have gone out, we've lost, valuable depth at the O-line position and, the people who have gone out. But as far as skill players, people were talking about, I think Malik Benson, who's, transferring away.
Mm-hmm.
I think that opens the doors for other athletes, because we haven't seen E-Man get on the field yet, taking meaningful snaps. Now this is his opportunity to, and then we got hopefully Ryan Williams, he signs, and then he has the path to the wide receiver one position, so
Mm-hmm.
As well as who else we got at receiver? I don't know. We have Bonds coming back,
Mm-hmm.
Law coming back. I forgot his name, but number 6, I forgot his name. What's his name? You talked about him earlier.
Kobe Prentice.
Yeah, Prentice, man. Yeah, I really like Prentice, man. But I wish he could get more snaps, more touches. But I mean, you know me, I get it because I've been a Bama fan, all my life, grew up into it. But this creates the opportunity for those rising juniors to take the lead and take over, and as well as seeing the other people come up and just really take their talents and show them what they got, So, and even too Hale, we are really deep, Jalen Hale, we're so deep at that position. Not only that, we're deep at quarterback position, we're deep at the running back position. You know what I mean? I don't think us as Bama fans or even the Bama nation should be overly too worried about next season. I think we'll be just fine, because we still have Goat Saber in here, so we're good, man. No one should be worrying, jumping ship or even getting upset about our players for leaving or whatever the case may be. We all have our thoughts and opinions about Seth and him transferring. Me personally, I really feel he was a starter, man. If he would have came back, he would have ultimately probably been a starter again this season. But he really got bullied into the transfer portal, man. From all the outside haters and hate. And then I'm like you, man. I love your takes. I feel whenever you give your takes on Seth and other people like that, you really try and be respectable because outside of football, they're still a person. But at the end of the day, this is still football, and you know what I mean. We have expectations to win. And we have expectations, and we whenever you have 3 or 4 bad snaps of drive, come on, you're gonna hear it from us. You know what I mean? But it's not so much of he's a bad person or a bad player, just too many mental errors, on his part. So I'll move forward with the quarterback situation, man. This is going to be a real touchy subject for some people, man. I was listening to your call yesterday, and AJ was going in on Milroe. To be honest, man, I'm gonna be 100 with you. I feel the same way that AJ feels, however, just without the aggression. You know what I mean? But I love Milroe, man. I think he's very, very talented. I think he has some growing to do at the quarterback position. Because to me, he's a pure athlete, physically gifted. 6'2.5", 6'3", 230 pounds. Can run a 4.4. He's gifted, but. And then no disrespect to Jalen because I truly like Jalen as a person. I like how he carries himself on and off the field. But to be honest, man, there was many times this season where, it just seems like he reads coverages on a third grade level. He's so slow and stuff like that. It just seems like he's just not processing what he's seeing into reacting. You know what I mean? So, but which brings a good point that, Ty Simpson, man, watching, Ty only had one meaningful game where he was actually taking meaningful snaps. And our O-line didn't play great at all. But the few times where he had the opportunity to read coverages, he stayed in the pocket, stepped up, and delivered great passes. I think it was one to Dupree on a corner route. You know what I mean? So he has shown that he can be a quarterback, a passer, and a runner as well too. So this spring is definitely going to be interesting for the quarterback position. I like the other 2 young guys. I like and I forgot his name, but I like our incoming freshman quarterback.
Yeah, but you have Dylan Lonergan and you have Julian Sain.
Yes, Lonergan and saying those guys are talented, but I just don't think it's their time. I don't think they'll probably see meaningful snaps this next coming season at all. I think it'll just be, Jalen and Ty, like for that matter. But, I strongly predict, like, mark my words now, if Jalen struggles this next coming season, be prepared for a Tua Jalen Hurts situation where, like, Coach Saban would just have to pull a plug and give another guy a shot to see what he can do in situations, because we were at so many critical points in the season where we needed to throw the ball, and I feel like sometimes we were kind of just holding our breath to see, like, if he's going to make the read or make the, deliver the pass, Like, even when plays broke down or whatever, and he kind of scrambled, I guess it's just his delivery. He kind of just throws the ball out there, like, the Auburn game where he just pitched the ball forward to Bond, his throwing motion, it just doesn't seem too natural as a natural passer, but he's a good player, like overall solid player, just has a lot of work to do. I think he has seniority in the quarterback room right now, which is why he gets most of the looks or whatnot, which is cool. Cause I was behind Jalen, I was definitely behind him, and I want him to be successful. I hope he has a great spring and can develop into a better passer, into like we say, a better point guard, and just distribute the ball everywhere. But that's what we need, because we have so many great athletes, and if you don't get these great athletes the ball, like for example, like Shaz Preston, who's not playing, but like other receivers the ball, they're going to leave, they're going to bounce, and
for
stuff
sure.
like that. So that's kind of like an expectation.
Yeah, I think Jarvis inside the comment box was saying something about, asking me if I had heard that at one point Isaiah Bond wanted to hit the transfer portal. I saw a rumor on that, to be honest. I don't know. I can't confirm it. I know that the receivers were visibly upset leaving the game after the Rose Bowl. They clearly lost, but I think there was a lot of frustration in that game because, the ball wasn't distributed to them. Everybody's going to be pissed off about losing in the Rose Bowl, right? I could have caught a ball, this and that, whatever. I don't know what these players were upset about. I think that you bring up a good point about Ty Simpson and the fact, like I was saying, like with him coming back, that's a great thing for, what's up, everybody? I see you inside the comment box. QI, man. What's up, man? Good morning to you. Devin, what's up, man? I see you as well. Harley, man. What's up? I appreciate you guys. Competition is great for the room. And now, like, what do you think Jalen Milroe is doing today? Yeah, he's probably getting ready for school, first day of classes, but they're also inside the film room. And he's going to have 777 snaps to go over, one by one with Tommy Rees, one by one with Coach Saban. I was asking Coach Saban asking Coach Tommy Rees, like, what is Coach Saban like from the offensive schematics? Because he meets with the quarterbacks every Sunday during the season to break things down. So I want to see more of Jalen, just like you guys. I want to see an efficient passing game. I want to see that deep ball. I want to see the short game. I want to see the progression. And Coach Saban, like yesterday, somebody was like, well, Saban's only loyal to upperclassmen. That's not true. Saban is loyal to winning. That is his job. Even at his level, his responsibility is to win football games. It's not to make parents happy. It's not to solidify, or it's not to make people, stay out of the transfer portal. Look, if you don't want to play and you don't want to wait your turn, then leave. There's other places that you can go and play. But if you want to wait and develop, you're going against the best every day. You don't think about this. Like Ty Simpson might not be playing right now, but he's going against the best defense every single day. So he's getting better. I'm sure it's killing him not to be able to be like the guy, but you're only one play away from being the guy when you are the backup. And Julian's saying he's going to be that guy for sure. He just needs to put on some weight. Guy's like 170 pounds right now. It looks like it.
Yeah.
All right, DeAndre, what else you got, man? I got to move to my next caller here in a second. Anything else while you're on the line?
Oh, no, man, you're good, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for taking me, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Stay safe, man. I appreciate your service, man.
All right, yeah, you too.
All right, take it easy, man. All right, we got a 205-256 and an 850 coming up next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Hey, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Run the thumbs up on all these videos. Thank you very much for being here. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube, closing in on 100,000 subscribers. And don't think once we get to 100,000 subscribers, it just stops. It's not the top of the mountain. The top of the mountain is, you can't see it. I don't know what it is, but I have larger ideas for the channel, for my career, for everything else. So it's not like we get there and then I made it. All right, see you guys later. No. That's one of the goals that we have on our pyramid to success. So we continue to push forward this entire year. Exactly. Job's not done. So love it, Jarvis. And that's the mentality that you got to have. Like, job's not done. Alabama didn't win a national title. Job's not done, right? Michigan, they won a title. Get back to work. Everybody's got to get back to work. David is saying 6'1", 195 pounds per Google. Look, Google owns YouTube, and YouTube has been good to me, but I saw it with my own eyes, and I believe my own eyeballs more than Google. So I'm out at the Rose Bowl. I weigh 190 pounds. Look, I got my workout in. I'm in the gym. Julian saying is not 100 and not, he doesn't weigh more than me. I promise you. All right, let's go back to the call line. We got a 205. Let's take it. Hey, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
What's up, Kyle? This is Bama Greg. I call into a lot of the local jocks and stuff, and I just study Bama football pretty well. First question I was going to ask you real quick, and I asked it in the comment section. Do you know who our next kicker is going to be? Because he's got big shoes to fill.
Oh, my goodness.
And,
yeah, that's go ahead.
Is that not a good question?
Hell yeah, it's a good question. It's Connor Talty. We'll talk about him in a second, but what else you got?
Okay. I think that the last caller was being a little bit hard on Jalen. Towards the end of the year, they were even talking about him in the Heisman finalist, and he put that team on his back and made a lot of plays in the SEC championship game. With anybody else, I don't think we win the SEC championship game. So I like Milroe. He does got some things to work on, reading defense a little bit better. And short, I don't understand. Did we not have any bubble screens or slants against Michigan? Because we knew they were coming. So, we could have thrown some quick passes and might have got somewhere. But really what I was wanting to get at is who do you think is going to be the next stud at outside linebacker? Do you think it's going to be Q or and I got an answer for you for another stud receiver in Mbakwe. I think they're going to put him on offense. I really do. He is a fast guy with good hands. He high points the ball. I watched him play in high school, and he is a elite athlete.
All right, man. Yeah, this is some good topics, man. I appreciate you calling in, Bama Greg. Stay here while I run through some of these comments. Lions Pride, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Big Slum, what's up, man? I see you as well. Jarvis, of course, holding it down. Josh Upton saying what's up. And here we go, Horns. What's up, Kyle? You do such an excellent job from a Texas fan. Hey, thank you so much. And I'm sure you probably caught me on Orange Bloods. A lot of respect to Jeff Ketchum and Anwar Richardson over there. They do such a great job covering the Texas Longhorns. Who would have thought that Texas and Alabama would be one game away from playing each other in a rematch, right? I know heart still breaks for that one. Okay, so Bama Greg is asking, who's going to be Alabama's next kicker? Well, talk about some big shoes to fill. That is going to be Connor Talty. Connor Talty has the job for replacing the all-time leading scorer in college football history. My goodness, right? We saw him play just a little bit this last year. I think he had like a kickoff, but the crazy thing was he had a tackle on that game or in that game. Trivia, how many total tackles did Will Reichert have at Alabama in 6 seasons? Sound off inside the comment box. I appreciate you guys. What's up, Marcus? I see you as well. Okay, slants versus Michigan. Would have loved to see it. Didn't see too many of those against Michigan or even short type of passes. I think there was a short pass where Jalen kind of missed on a throw. It was to the outside. I think he missed one of his wide receivers. Washington tried to do that. They just couldn't get it going. Michigan was on Michael Penix like that. Next stud at outside linebacker. Look, I've always respected Q Robinson's game. I really have. He has a lot of experience, the most experience out of any of the outside linebackers coming back. I think he is long, athletic, a big wingspan. I kind of the type of outside linebackers that I would kind of compare him to, but more athletic would be. Remember Terrell Lewis? He's got like that big white wingspan, right? So I do like him. And then I do like the two, we can't forget about Quay Russo, right? Like, he's going to be a baller. And I don't know, it's going to be either him or Yanzi Pierre, or it's Yanze Pierre or Keon Keeley. Oh, man, that's going to be tough. Quay Russo, Al Sanders is saying Quay. Look, Coach Saban really likes Quay as well. So I'm going to say, for right now, going into the season, I'm going to say Q Rob as my outside linebacker, along with either between and then it's a three-way race. We're going to find out in springtime. And then Jalen Mbakwe on offense. He got overshadowed because he stayed committed to Alabama. If he would have flip-flopped and said, I'm going to take my official visits and go all over and this and that, or I might go to Auburn, he would have had major, major headlines, 1,000,000%. But the reason we didn't talk about him enough is because he stayed committed. The guy is an absolute baller. What he did in the state title game, crazy. And you're right. I think he could be a two-way player. Coach Saban doesn't do that a lot with guys rotating. I think he thought about playing Devontae Smith on the at DB in an emergency situation. But how about this for you guys? You guys know Alabama football more than me. Who was the last? So another trivia. So my first trivia is, how many tackles did Will Riker have during his career at Alabama? And my second trivia, all right, here you go, Bama Greg, all right? Who was the last player at Alabama to play two ways under Saban? Is that easy?
Under Saban.
Who knows that?
Oh, God.
Seriously, do we have to call up one of these more astute historians? All right, Angel has one. Okay, so yeah, Will Reichert only had one tackle in 6 years at Alabama. That's the same as Connor Talty, who's a freshman at Alabama, already has him tied. All right, now you have to catch up with him in points. Javi Arenas, he played both ways. Did Arenas play both ways? Diggs? No, Diggs I think came as a wide receiver, and then he was put on the defensive side of the ball, right? Eddie Jackson? I don't think Eddie Jackson did. Is it Javi?
No, I don't remember one, but let me say, and I'll let you go after this.
Yeah.
We were not expected to even make the playoffs this year. We were very, we're young, and Michigan seemed like they had mostly all upperclassmen, seniors, and it just looked like they were, a little bit more, I hate saying, but they out physicaled us, because we had a lot of young people that were starting. We had two true freshmen starting. I just think we were younger, but I think this next year we really do have a really great shot at. Think how good Caden Proctor is going to be, Jaden Roberts. Those are going to be beasts.
Yeah.
Another year in the weight room, another year working on technique, another year, that's my take on it. I think that another year in Saban's program, and that offensive line is going to get fixed. Somebody will step right in Latham's place, and then the rest of the line is solidified. And, we'll have to find a center, of course, but I think we can do that. But I really am looking forward to next year already.
Hell yeah, me too, man.
But, hey, Kyle, you have the best YouTube on Bama coverage out of everybody, and I love your show. I watch it every day. I give you a thumbs up. I try to stay subscribed and make comments, but this is my first time calling in. I call into the radio stations a lot, but my first time calling in to you. But roll tide and keep up the great work. Do not ever. I know you're not from Alabama, but I'm automatically locking you in to a lifetime contract.
Yeah.
Covering Alabama.
All right, man. Hey, Bama Greg, I appreciate you, man. Have a beautiful day. All right, see you, man. All right, Bama Greg with the call. All right, we got a 256-850-361 and a 936. coming up next. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. No, it means a lot to me. Honestly, like, you don't understand. Like, my drive, my mantra is to be consistent. I'm like you too. I got, I'm working on the house. I got things that I gotta fix. I have kids that I gotta feed. I have bills to pay. Same thing, So I figure if I could win the morning, I can win the day. Right. So I start out and I'm a list maker. I got whiteboards all over with new ideas, and I'm human too. Sometimes it's tough to kind of organize your thoughts, but there's no one pushing me. I don't have a boss that I talk to. Nobody's firing me up. It's me. So I appreciate you guys supporting the show and supporting the content. Honestly, appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, there was a comment that I wanted to get to inside the comment box, and I guess I missed it. Someone was saying that Javi Arenas play both ways. I don't know who that was. I was just saying, has there ever been a guy to come over here and complete the ball on both sides of the ball? I don't know. All right, let's see. Okay, we got a 256. Let's take it right now. Hey, thanks for being patient. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is Timmy from Columbus, Ohio.
What's up, Timmy? I appreciate you, man. What is the water cooler talk about Seth going to Ohio State? Welcome to the show, by the way.
I don't know. Like, I watched a lot of people covering Ohio State. I was shocked that he went to Ohio State after costing us the Rose Bowl. I didn't think Ohio State would want him, but geez, he gonna cost a season for them too, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Seth is horrid. Like that the last play of the game, there was a coach, I think it was Urban Meyer, and like NFL coach too, was talking about how the play call was a really good play call if it wasn't for Seth. Like, since the snap went low to the left a little bit, and then the left, I think it was Caden Proctor, he got bullied, and, like, he just tripped, and the dude just pushed him into Jalen Milroe, and that's the reason why we didn't get no yardage from it. But he said, like, there was a lane that you could have went on the left, and if it was for the left tackle and Seth, it would have been a touchdown. So I blame Seth for it all. Like, it was a fucking track. It was wild. it was wild.
Yeah, and so look, I don't know if it was all on Seth or whatever. Poor dude's got to move on, and I'm sure he hopefully he has the next play mentality or next team mentality or whatever. But like, the snaps were just it got, because there was a time that it did get better. There was like a couple games where we didn't really talk about it, but we were talking about it at the beginning of the season, kind of middle of the season, and then it kind of things got fixed, but we kind of regressed anyways on the center position. With that said, man, what else is on your mind, Timmy? I appreciate you calling from Columbus, Ohio.
That's no problem. I do have a question though. Like, if Jalen Milroe goes to the NFL next year, is Ty going to be the next quarterback or Julian? Because I feel like it would be Julian, to be honest with you. Like, I really want to develop. If I was Nick Saban or the offensive coordinator, I would want him, because he's younger. He's, you can develop him more. And I don't know, like, that's just a question I've always had for, like, ever since he committed to Bama. Since if Jalen Milroe goes to the NFL next year, who's going to be the next quarterback? Like, I like Ty now, but I'm kind of leaning toward Julian a little bit.
The Walker Hayes inside the comment box is about to say what I was going to say. Same thing with Quincy. We can't forget about Dylan Lonergan, because I've told this before many times, there was a large majority of the coaching staff that wanted Dylan Lonergan to actually be the starter at the beginning of the season, even above Ty Simpson and Jalen Milroe. It was Coach Saban who was adamant about starting Milroe, and nobody could override Coach Saban, right? He's the college football commissioner and, the CEO of Alabama's program. But Dylan Lonergan, man, he's an absolute baller for sure. So we can't forget about him. This quarterback room is stacked. I mean, I knew, and nothing against Eli Holsting, but I knew he was never going to play. I had no really idea about Tyler Buckner, what he was going to do. And as soon as he threw his first pass against South Florida, we knew he was out of the equation. Didn't really get to see many opportunities of Dylan Lonergan, but people from behind the scenes love that dude. think he's an absolute baller. So the next quarterback, I don't know. It could be a complete battle between Dylan Lonergan and someone who's got to fight the starting spot away from him. And it might be that Julian Sain is kind of in the waiting game. So I wouldn't discount him, and I'm sure we're going to see more of him during the springtime. Remember, he had a really nice spring game as well during the 2023 season.
Oh yeah, I saw Jalen Milrow when he did that like 40-yard run or whatever in the spring game, and then I saw Ty a little bit. I'm like, okay, like, you know, we got a good passer. Then I saw Dylan. I'm like, he's pretty good too. So like, the quarterback room, running back room is just loaded right now. I don't know. I'm afraid that if we don't play Julian like at least a few snaps a game or whatever, he might transfer.
And that's always a scary thing now that you have to worry about, right? Is that before the transfer portal and before NIL, like you could just be like, you're gonna wait your turn and eventually you're gonna get on the field. I kind of wonder if that is why Coach Saban played Justice Haynes in the Rose Bowl, right? In that second half, he came out and he was the first running back that got the first carries. But then again, I mean, Justice Haynes only played 48 snaps this entire season. And when I talked to Justice Haynes, I didn't get the indication that he was, upset or anything about his playing time. Who knows? But you got to be able to get these guys in. But I think we're going to have a hell of a quarterback room in the spring. I mean, 1,000,000% we already do. So it's about development, and people are going to want to see where Jalen Milrow performs throughout spring, what we hear from Coach Saban about kind of the new cake being baked, and if he's going to use that analogy or whatever going into the season. But I think in retrospect, one of the things that I did disagree with Coach Saban about, and you can't say that often, if ever, was the way that the quarterback position was handled going into this last season. I felt that it created division among the team and among the fan base, right? Like, just tell us who the starter is going to be. That is much better than kind of like waffling around and being like, I don't know who it's going to be. But I think sometimes the transfer portal has even put some heat on some of these guys, even at the top levels. So look, it's going to be Jalen Milrow. And if he doesn't get the job done, then we're going to pull him and we're going to put the next best guy there. There's nothing wrong with saying that. But I didn't like the fact that it was like, I don't know who it's going to be. The cake might be big. I didn't like that. Just Coach Saban, stay hard, man. Like, And he has that. He hasn't lost that. But it's like, just tell us what's going to be, and that's it. Nobody's going to doubt you. I mean, everyone follows you, period. Just tell us what's going to be. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just simple. Just tell us a reason why instead of, like, showing us in a game that could have costed us. Because if USF would have capitalized off of Tyler Buckner, that it would have been bad if we would have lost USF. I would have been like, yeah, I'm not watching. I'm done for the season,
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been a gut-wrenching loss. And I know he was showing the word why he chose Milrow, but you can't count out any team, especially like Auburn, USF, even Wisconsin. You can't count out anybody. Like,
no.
If we would have lost that game, Nick Saban would have had a lot of explaining to do. And like you said, like, if I was him, I would have been like, hey, Jalen's my guy. He's shown a lot of heart. He is the true leader. Everybody follows him.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been better instead of almost costing us a game. And thank goodness our defense stepped up and the offense got moving with like that last 2 minutes left, and we actually scored a touchdown to put it up by 14 points. But that was one of the worst games I've ever seen in the last few years. The worst game I've seen was the 44-16 national championship game in 2019.
Mm. All right, Timmy, I gotta run to my next caller, man. But I appreciate you calling in, rapping with me this morning, man. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll catch you with you next time.
Peace, man.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
Yep, you too. Timmy calling in from Columbus, Ohio. All right, I'm going to take this 850 up next. Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. You got to run the thumbs up on these videos. I really appreciate it. If you can't super chat or if you can't become a fan funder, you're like, what the hell is a fan funder? Go up to the top of this video. There's a hyperlink, and it says join. As low as $2.99 a month to support the content on this channel. I have some greater ideas for the channel. I want to bring in some people this year in 2024 on a more consistent basis. I know I got a lot of positive praise from the coaches, so I want to continue to have them in the rotation as well. You can become a fan funder. It's really easy. Hit the hyperlink if you're on your phone watching at the top of this video. You can also go up if you're on desktop and it just says join next to the subscribe button. So 100,000 subscribers. You can also become a fan funder right here on the Bama Football YouTube channel. And then you could also super chat if you want. Super chat is basically like a tip. Appreciate it. If you can't do any of that, or if you've already done that, hit the thumbs up. Literally takes a second. Take a pause. I'm going to take a pause right now. Hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you guys. All right. Let's take this 850. I appreciate you calling in. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with? Where are you calling in from?
Kyle, it's Steven from Pensacola.
What's up, Steven? I appreciate you, man. First of all, I have to ask you, are you okay from the storms that were down there recently?
I made it through. I was out without power for about 10 hours.
Yeah.
About 3 a.m. till yesterday afternoon. But, yeah, we made it all right.
All right, good. And
So
what
I
about your friends and your family? Kind of set the scene for me, because those storms, did you anticipate those storms to be as bad as they were?
We knew Monday morning early
Mm-hmm.
that they were going to come through.
Yeah.
The school was on top of it.
Mm.
School got the word out early on Monday
Good.
that they were going to be out on Tuesday, and everybody had a chance to prepare for it.
Okay.
The last time we had a storm that we weren't able to prepare for
Mm-hmm.
was the hurricane that was supposed to hit New Orleans, and we had real bad destruction here.
Yeah.
And that was because everybody was caught off guard. But they caught it pretty early, so everybody was on top of things and got things strapped down, got the boats out of the water.
Good.
Everybody did a good job. I appreciate you asking.
Yeah, absolutely. The last time I was down in that area in Pensacola, I stayed. It was odd. Hey, CM, I appreciate you becoming a fan funder. I stayed at that train. It was like a train hotel, right? It was like it used to be like an old train station.
Oh, downtown Pensacola?
Yeah. I stayed down there. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool
Yep.
spot. And what they had was they had a bar. So I went back for a drink, and it was a Blue Angels, like a ton of Blue Angel pictures. And I think it was like, where some of the Blue Angels go and have drinks or whatever. It was a really cool spot. And there was some really cool,
town now.
yeah. And it seemed like it's, re-gentrifying down there, and there's a bunch of restaurants. So really cool spot. Anyways, man, welcome to the show. What's on your mind, man? Yeah,
Beautiful now.
absolutely, man. So what's on your mind? Go ahead.
Call out some of these. I want to call out the last Bama, the caller. He's talking about he was going to not watch any more games if we lost at South Florida, which we weren't going to lose at South Florida. Okay, the defense had that thing on lock, so we weren't going to lose that game, bro. They need to have some more faith. But the quarterback situation, I'm on the other side of this. What this last kid just said, that he's wanting to play these younger kids.
Mm.
Who won the national championship this year? He's a seasoned quarterback.
Yep.
We had Coker, a transfer, 5th year. McElroy. We had Jones, junior, senior. They were all upperclassmen. We had Bryce Young, Tua. Hurt started young. We didn't win any national championships with young quarterbacks.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I think we need these kids, these classes that we have, and the kids with good nucleus. They even say when they're being recruited, I want to go, like Caleb Downs. I want to go. I want to learn under Nick Saban, the way they run their program. I want to wait my turn. I want to learn. I want to go in there and win. Some of these kids that are transferring out that don't have that, they just don't have it. But the kids that are sticking in there, knowing they're going to get there 1 or 2 years, and that's all they need at Bama is one good year, and they're going in the first round, second round, whatever it is. So, but I'm just on the other side of the quarterback situation. I think we need to get in there, learn how to read the defenses. Jalen can't process. What was his name? DeAndre? Thank you for your service. He was 100% correct.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and watched the Rose Bowl and stopped it. On 2 of the sacks that Jalen took, we had 3 receivers. We had Jace releasing out of the backfield. We had our tight end dragging across, and we had another slant behind them. It was a flood route. All 3 of them were wide open. people watch it on TV and they watch Jalen take his drop. They don't watch he's supposed to step up in the pocket and keep his eyes on the field. They're watching on TV what Jalen's doing, so they miss the wide open receivers and him not processing it. So we need to get the ball to these receivers that we have, and I hope next year that if Jalen's going to be the man, if he's the man, I'm going to be behind him 100%. Whoever's on the field, we all need to be behind him. We don't need to be talking smack. I mean, we can give our points of view, but we need to be Bama through and through if we're Bama. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I'm looking at Pro Football Focus numbers of Michael Penix. Okay, so check this out. In 2019, he had 308 snaps. In 2020, he had 430 snaps. In 2021, he had 319. And then in 2022, he had 954 snaps, right? And then this past season, he had 984 snaps. So, I mean, you're looking at, like, and my point is I don't even think that Jalen Milroe has 1,000 total snaps yet as a quarterback at Alabama, where you look to a Michael Penix Jr. I'm just comparing the overall snaps. I mean, that's an incredible amount of snaps, right? I could do the same thing with J.J. McCarthy, right? J.J. McCarthy played a ton of, and somebody inside the comment box said that Tua was a freshman when he won. Yeah, but he only played in that second half of that game when Coach Saban, had to make the switch at quarterback. And he was a great young quarterback for sure. For sure, Tua was.
Yeah, but he didn't have the grind of the season.
Yeah.
He didn't have the grind of the season. He came in and made a play.
Yep.
Jalen did the same thing when he
did
was
his job.
On.
Yeah,
but
did his job.
They weren't throwing into the fire like Jalen was.
Yeah. No, and I think, one of my callers yesterday brought up this. It's kind of like Tommy Reese being new and then Jalen Milroe being new. Like, it was, they almost like limited themselves because they were trying to figure out each other. What they could do, right? I mean, they were like two young guns going at it. I mean, I'd like to see them in this second year, and not taking anything away from any quarterbacks. And look, I'm for, like, you got to play the best quarterback. If it turns out to be Julian Sain in springtime, you go with him, because the main thing is to winning. Like, that's the number 1%. Doesn't matter who the guy is, but the best guy for the job, Coach Saban. He's not going to mess around with winning. You can't.
Nope. Especially this late in his career. Never mess around.
That's an amazing point. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I see sometimes in the comment box, I comment how close we were. I don't know. I'm 45 years old, so I've been through some bad Alabama years. I grew up in Birmingham. My dad was Alabama. My uncle was out of Auburn, and we would have fist fights at Christmas parties because it was Alabama and Auburn. I was born and bred in this thing, so I've seen some bad years. But when I know how close we were, like this year, we were 3 minutes and 34 seconds away with a 7-point lead, and we lose in overtime, and all kinds of stuff went wrong in that game. We left our best game in Tuscaloosa. We did not take it to L.A. Anybody thinks we played a good game? We did not. Michigan had a little bit to do with it, but we had opportunities. We didn't capitalize. A lot of people are putting it on Seth. I don't remember Seth coming in. I remember Seth coming in last year, and Kyle, correct me if I'm wrong. You remember Seth coming in last year? Did he not kind of anchor that offensive line that was horrible? Our offensive line was horrible last year, and he came in and kind of anchored it down later on in the season. And I don't remember a bad snap situation with Bryce. And do you notice most of the bad snaps, Jalen's moving? Have you ever noticed that? When he's like, he'll be moving up to, I don't know what he's doing, calling protections, which Seth calls protections because I don't think Jalen can. But he's often moving when the snap's coming at him. So I don't know if Seth's seeing something, if he's thinking he hears the cadence, if he hears the clap, or he sees him moving because he's used to Bryce picking up the knee. I don't know, but I just thought oftentimes there was a lot of commotion going on when we had bad snaps. And one more point, I'll let you get to your next thing. So besides the bad snaps and Jalen moving, and go back and watch some, see if I'm wrong, but I think that he's kind of moving around, and Seth, sitting there over the ball, and that's hard to do. You got a 330-pound dude about to run you over. I think people lose sight over how hard that job is. I played quarterback in high school, and I know my center was my best friend. But as far as the defense, I want to make one more point. Georgia set spies back on Jalen. When Jalen has a lot of time back there in that pocket, he takes a real deep drop, and he's getting better stepping up in there. But when he takes a deep drop and he has time to kind of read through his progressions, he does good. But when the game's moving fast and you need to hit those hot routes, like I was talking about earlier, the guys dragging across the middle and move really fast and get back up in those pockets when they are going to collapse, when you only have that second and a half. We all know he holds the ball the longest in NCAA. But that's what if he focuses on this year, he can go in there, win the job, and bring us another Heisman if he does that. And then let these young guys, sit behind them and wait their turn, just like McElroy and Jones and Coker, and then it'll be their turn. Yeah.
I think if I'm, I appreciate it, man. Before you go, I think if I'm Tommy Rees, if I'm Jalen Milroe, my game plan is pretty simple. Like they always say, keep it simple, stupid, right? Like keep it simple. And I'm working on, I'm working on slants. I'm working on some jet sweeps. And I'm working out some quick routes to get the football in any way, shape, or form to Isaiah Bond, right? Whether that's like Kobe Prentice, maybe on the slant, Isaiah Bond on the slant, Kendrick Law on some sort of creative motion. Like, I feel that they need to add a little bit more motion. And people calling for screens as well. Yeah. And the crazy thing was we saw limited screens this year. So how about this? Bond on the screen, Kendrick Law, however you can get him the football, jet sweeps, coming across. He would be a problem coming across the middle. My goodness. And Kobe Prentice is like Mr. Dependable. The guy has great hands. Yep. So that's kind of what I'm working on.
That receiver, baby.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff is saying no.
Makes 100% correct. Is right on. You're dead on with everything you say.
Man, get the football in short spaces to those guys with speed. I mean, Bond, Prentice, Law, Jalen Hell over the top. I mean, he could be your big play threat. And we can't forget about Emmanuel Henderson. I know he's going to come through as well. So,
and Hell over the top. Listen, everything you just said. You know what you said? Everything you said. Screens, all this stuff, slants.
Yep.
That's everything that happens fast.
Yep.
Everything that happens fast, you just named off, right?
Yep.
Quick processing, all that stuff. So you're absolutely right. That's what we lacked. And if he would have done that in LA, we would have won. Would have pulled away there and closed that last drive. He'd have put it away. But you were dead on, Kyle.
Yeah.
All that stuff you just said. If he can process that, he will be able to pull one off.
Oh yeah,
right.
Because
he's got to keep them receivers happy.
There's just, you have to.
Benson's down there throwing shade at us, bro. He's talking about that Coach Norvell's going to get in his offense that he's going to get his elite players the ball. Have you heard Benson say that? He was being interviewed like, so now Bama doesn't get the elite players the ball now. So I don't like that ever being out there because it hurts.
I don't know. I mean, Benson, look, I don't know the person. I'm sure things are gonna work out for him at Florida State. Florida State had some really good wide receivers, 100%. But you got to catch the ball. And Malik Benson, out of all the wide receivers, he dropped the most passes, right? So they might be able to get it to you, but you got to be able to catch the ball because he had a case of the drops, 100%. There was 2 third downs where he dropped.
Block.
There was 2 third downs that he dropped passes on, 100%. There was one in the SEC title game, and then there was one against, I don't know, it was against Ole Miss or Tennessee, something like that. So, you got to be able to catch the football. But anyways, man, I appreciate you calling in today.
Amen.
Thanks for joining the show, and call again next time.
Thanks. I will. I enjoy it, Kyle. Thank you, buddy.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. All right, this will be my last call. It's a 936. Let's dive right into it. Hey, thanks for being patient. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Yo, Kyle, this Terrence from Lufkin, Texas. Roll Tide.
What's up, man? I appreciate you, man. Roll Tide to you as well. Lufkin, Texas. How's the high school football been out there as of late? Is it still just slamming out there?
Man, I every time I called your show earlier this season or Steven show, I would tell them, hey, man, come check out the Luskin boys.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2 for Washington Huskies.
Yep.
Number 2 for Washington Huskies. Luskin, Texas, 3-star receiver. Look what he did. Number 28 for Texas Longhorns, 4-star safety.
Yep.
Hey, we got to get y'all to come and start listening. Bama need to start recruiting some of these guys. The running back, Keedron Young,
Yep.
he was a 4-star running back. He just signed with Notre Dame.
Yep.
Hey, Bama, we need to start coming out here looking at these guys.
So
But,
how many schools are out there in Lufkin? Is there Katy,
Well,
Lufkin?
Luskin is just, you got that one big school. Luskin is like a 5A, 5AA, something like that.
Okay.
6A, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And then you go on up the road to where Tyler is, because we got J.M. Miller from out of Tyler. Longview, we got the wide receiver,
Oh, my
Jalen
goodness.
Hill.
That's crazy.
All of those play against Luskin. So the people that we the few that we got on the team, we got they play against Luskin.
Yeah.
So we got good. It's here. This is the same high school that Dez Bryant played for.
Crazy.
Jaworski Lane with the
Wow.
Texas A&M. Jamaica Finley with the Diaball.
That is
10
some-
minutes up the road.
That is
So
some
it's
crazy. That is some crazy talent. Like crazy. Oh man, that's wild, man.
It's here. Got a few questions, man. We
Yeah.
know that I knew that our DC was gonna retire, but I was just kind of waiting to see. But man, if we move Freddie Roach to the outside linebacker, which is his strong suit, do you think we could get Bo Davis back to be our D? We need Bo Davis. We need aggression bad. And then, like, where do we get Pruitt? Is there something in the clause where Pruitt get to come in? I know a lot of people talk about DJ Durkin. DJ Durkin, I watched him in Michigan. I watched him at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
It was reasons, but like, hey, Armstrong, does he come back? I heard something about our inside linebackers coach, the guy we got, he's leaving. I know we got our outside linebackers coach, he's going to Mississippi State to be the DC. But is our inside linebackers coach really going?
It might. That's what it sounds like. I saw in Bama Online, they're talking about there's some smoke that he's talking to. I think it was Georgia Tech. Remember the connection there is Brent Key, who used to coach Alabama. Not too far away, could be hollering at Balla. I think you got to keep Balla. I spoke with him during media days. Great up and coming coach, and I think he did a really good job with these two. Man, right? Because you look at Deontay Lawson and you look at Jahad Campbell, even Trez Marshall. Man, I think they did a really great job. It was kind of night and day. Instantly at the inside linebackers compared to under Pete Golding. Look, Pete Golding is a really good schematics guy. Like he can talk football like no other, but I felt a lot of times he was talking too much. Like it seemed like Balla was more about action, boom, impactful, right? Yeah, it was just like, man, you're an inside linebacker. It doesn't have to be, and I'm not saying that these players can't understand complex formations or reads, because they do that all the time. I'm just saying, like, if you're an inside linebacker, kill him. That's it. Like, bury him, right? I think with Jeremy Pruitt, if it is able to work out, I could see them bringing him back as some sort of analyst in the back end to kind of like get him back into the fold. And with these analysts, they are in the room. They are in the second half adjustments. They're just not one of the official coaches, and they're not paid that same salary. Then again, I mean, Jeremy Pruitt is fine, from that aspect, and I'm sure they'd figure something else out. George Hilo, remember, they have him on staff, and they just hired him, and Coach Saban said that his current role is a special role to the assistant. Butch Jones played that role as well. That person basically organizes, kind of helps Coach Saban with roster management, things that are going on. That person has to be super organized and really never stops working. But he could also be on with the linebackers. I like the call about Freddie. I didn't think about that. Freddie Roach, the outside linebackers. That could be really interesting. And I don't know kind of the parameters about Bo Davis, but I think if Bo Davis was to ever come back and Jeremy Pruitt, Alabama fans would be just as happy that would be like winning a national title for them.
It is.
Right?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Because those two guys have proven, those two guys have the same thing that Kevin Steele had. That they have that real kind of Bama standard of defense. Kevin still had it. Pruitt has it. And Bo Davis has it, right? Those guys have it. So that's what Alabama fans want, clearly, and they deserve that. Oh, Charlie Strong, we can't forget about him. He could be elevated from an analyst role to on the field, which I think would be great. I love him as a coach. I wouldn't be mad if he was the defense. Would you be mad if he was the defensive coordinator? Chat, would you guys be mad if Charlie Strong was the defensive coordinator at Bama?
I wouldn't be mad at all. And then think about it. Yeah,
I would be mad either.
Cornerback coach.
T-Rob, Travaris Robinson. Yep.
I think he's going to be a big asset.
He could be there too.
I wouldn't mind seeing him be the DC.
And
like,
see,
there will be even to get Glenn Schumann from Georgia. There will still be some, because you have young, you have energy, you bring in fire, and like those are the people that actually seen Alabama in those development days where you trust the process. So most definitely, I think, man, we sleeping on Q Rob at the DN outside and Keanu Coe. I think we got about 4 or 5 outside linebackers that could be rotated in. I really think we need to find some way to get Bo Davis back. If we get Bo Davis and Jeremy Pruitt, those are 2 ace recruiters that have that Bama process mentality. You know, there's a last of that hard nose, like Coach Saban is there. And once again, man, Roll Tide, hey, start coming to look out here, man, and for some of these boys out here in Lufkin, man, around this area, because they have it, that Tenhall area. Timpson, Lufkin, Longview, man, is talent here. White House is right up the road from Tyler, where Pat Mahomes is from. The talent is here.
That's crazy.
It's here. I mean, I would get so much passion and pride if I go to a Lufkin Panther game and see Kyle Henderson and Coach Saban on the sideline checking out. You know, hey, that would be a dream come true for me. But man, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide team, man.
Next season is our season, and we're gonna get it done.
All right, man. Take it easy, man. Appreciate the calling. All right. Sure. All right, fam. I appreciate you joining me. If I didn't get to you today, you can call back tomorrow. I'll be on again at 9 a.m. Central Time. I appreciate you guys being here. Really great lineup of callers today. I appreciate you guys all. Run the thumbs up on these videos. Really helps you guys, or it really helps me and helps the videos. You can also become a fan funder. Just go up to the top and hit the join button. I hope you guys have enjoyed the content today. I'm trying to give it my all in 2024. I have great aspirations for this year. Job's not done. 100,000 subscribers. I mean, I'm excited about it, to be honest, but job's not done. We got a lot to go forward to in 2024. This coming college football season is going to be amazing because you have 12 teams making the playoffs, the new edition of the SEC. There's so much to talk about. You look at all the key returners, the key defensive returners. Job is not finished. We're going to finish out today. So hit the thumbs up and be notified. So be a subscriber, turn on all notifications, because there is going to be news that drops, and you want to be able to be sure to jump online and be live right when I go live right here from Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys more than you know. I hope you have a beautiful day. Be good people out there, and I will catch up with you guys next time right here on Bama Football on YouTube, coming to you from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I will talk to you guys next time. See you guys.